I'm Dr. Deb Butler, and you are listening to Thinner Peace and Menopause and Beyond. This is actually a bonus episode, so stay tuned. Well, hello, all my dear friends all over the world. Today, you can see me and you can hear me. So you can be on YouTube or you can be on any place where you listen to your podcasts. You can see me and you can hear me. And today is a bonus episode for all my dear friends all over the world. And I know you are all over the world. And I'm having a bonus because I have something special that I want to tell you about and I want to share it with you. So if you're watching this video, you'll be able to read along with me. And if you're not, you'll be able to hear the bonus episode of what I want to talk about. So, as all of you know, I really like to teach this mind body connection, especially if you're in menopause. Those of you who have been listening for a while, I'm so thankful. And those of you, if this is your very, very first episode and you know you don't have a mind body connection, or you're in menopause and you know you eat when you're not hungry, then what I'm going to tell you is very, very important. So listen up. So, what I've decided to do is I am bringing back a course I taught last year called Making Peace with Food. And it's back and it's better. I'm adding some things that I've learned over the last year of working with some of you, some of the things that might have been missing that will even help you move along faster. So, what I want to do is I'm going to share my screen with you first so you can see what I'm talking about. And if you're listening, you'll be able to hear what I'm talking about. So, it's called Making Peace with Food in Menopause. And it's actually going to be a 4-week course where we meet once a week for 75 minutes. And I also will have office hours once a week where I will be able to answer your questions. And there are always questions when you're learning this new material. So I want to make sure that there's time to teach and time to talk and answer questions. So when I did this last year, it was very, very helpful. So it's back and I'm keeping it the same because it was so successful for you. So if you're a woman and you're in menopause and you're ready to say goodbye to guilt, to fear, and deprivation when it comes time for what you think about food, and you're ready to make peace with food. Don't you think it's about time? If you've made it all the way up to around 50 years old and you don't trust yourself when it comes to food, or you don't even know when you're hungry or when you're full, and you have other things going on because you are in menopause, hormonal imbalances, maybe you're not sleeping, maybe you're really moody. I was so moody when I was going through menopause. And you're used to eating when you're not hungry, which means you're used to eating emotions. Menopause is more emotional, and there's a good chance that you will gain weight in menopause if that is what you're used to. Or if you don't have the proper mind-body connection to eat when you're hungry and stop when you're full because you have never learned how to do it, because you've never listened to your body. You've only paid attention to external plans or external diets, because that's exactly what I was like. I paid attention to diets and I did not pay attention to the simple thing of eat when you're hungry and stop when you're full. And it's not until the very first time I met with a coach that she asked me this simple question: why do you eat when you're not hungry? And for me, it never even occurred to me. I didn't care if I ate when I was hungry or didn't eat when I was hungry, as long as I was losing weight. And the weight loss was much more important to me than the connection. Now, when I hit menopause, that connection, which was never there, it got worse. And the things that I thought would work, all my tricks and tips, didn't work anymore. And I know that's a lot how it is for you too, is that you could lose weight really quickly when you were younger, and now it's a lot harder, right? And it's going to get harder. So if you're used to being on a diet roller coaster like I was, then you're going to get very, very dizzy because it's a big roller coaster. So I think this is the time that if you have not learned to make peace with food, perfect timing. And it's going to be May 14th through June 6th, 4 weeks. And you can get all the information by going to drdebbutler.com/peace. And you can learn all about it. But I want to just talk to you a little bit about how you might be feeling and how I might be able to help you. So if you're one of those women where you feel embarrassed by how much time you spend thinking about food, and that now that you're in menopause, you find that you're thinking about it even more because you're trying harder not to eat because it's so much easier to gain weight or so much harder to lose weight. Do you find that your daily life is dominated by thoughts about your body? You're tired of it, but you're unsure how to stop, especially since you're in menopause. Or maybe you're overwhelmed by conflicting advice on what is actually healthy to eat for a woman in menopause. There is so much information out there. Eat carbs, don't eat carbs. Eat fat, don't eat fat. Eat a lot of protein, don't eat any protein. Only eat plant food, don't eat animals. Only eat animals, don't eat plants. I'm telling you, it's like another roller coaster that can make you emotionally ill and emotionally confused. And if you've never been connected to your diet and you're trying to your body and you're trying to lose weight, it will feel hopeless. If you've ever felt like restricting and depriving seemed to work before menopause, I used to restrict and deprive all the time. And now it just feels hopeless. Yeah, that was me too. And maybe you just want to stop constantly thinking about food in your body all the time. I have a lot of women that say to me, I feel obsessive about food. It's like what I think about all the time. And I'm talking about women who are really, really smart and successful. And yet this little piece right here feels like an unending journey. Now, if more than a few of these ring true for you, that's a sign that you may have learned to have an unhealthy relationship with food. But these habits and these thoughts can be unlearned. Yes, you learned all these habits, usually unknowingly, but they often creep in from what we hear from our parents, our family, our friends, the media, the internet. Now, if you can imagine in just 30 days, 1 month, that I could help you learn to relieve this tension that has built up over the years when it comes to food in your body, you are going to be in the right place, because I think maybe it's time to relearn your relationship with food, especially if you're in menopause. It's like if you watch little kids, grandkids, your own children, you see what they do with food when they're little. If they don't want to eat and they're not hungry, they throw it in your face. You can't convince them to eat if they're not hungry. It's so funny how you can convince yourself to eat, or you can tell yourself things that make absolutely no sense and eat foods that have absolutely no value because you tell yourself something like it's a reward or you deserve it because you've had such a hard day. Are you rewarding yourself with food? There's a lot that's going to happen over these 30 days when I teach you. You'll begin to see food for what it is. It's fuel and it's medicine for your body, but you also can enjoy it. And that is part of the art of what I'm teaching you, is that I know and you know that you need fuel food, food that's good for your body. And fuel food is different for everybody. So part of what I want to help you with is decide what your fuel is. But also, I want you to be comfortable with foods that are not fuel, or what I call joy eats. They have no nutritional value. They taste good, but you're not afraid of them. When I talk about making peace with food, this is the biggest part I'm talking about, is making peace with food that's not fuel, and knowing that you're not going to try and fill yourself up with it. you're going to enjoy it. You're going to eat it bite by bite, and you're going to stop the minute that you're done. 4 weeks, I can teach you that. I'll help you develop strategies to handle cravings or urges. And when you stumble, I'll introduce a few tools that'll get you right back on track, such as the urge jar and the urge worksheet. Maybe you've heard me talk about it. Maybe you've been on Jumpstart Wednesdays with me. Maybe you've heard it in my podcast, but maybe you think you can't do it. I work with a lot of people that are so afraid of these foods and don't trust themselves so much that they try to restrict and deprive themselves of these foods that they like and want to eat and feel punished because they're overweight. I promise you, you can eat these foods and you can still release weight. I promise you, if you overeat fuel foods on a regular basis, you still won't lose weight. And I love to talk about the idea of releasing weight instead of losing weight. I want you to release it. I don't want you to lose it and go looking for it. It's not lost. It's released and it's gone. The program that I designed is to help you see that thinking food controls you is no way to go through life. Since your brain is more malleable during menopause, did you know your brain is more malleable during menopause? There couldn't be a more perfect time to teach you how to have peace with food. So begin to take your power back. And here's how it's going to happen. First of all, fuel is food. Food is fuel, and food can be joy, even medicine. Food is how our body gets fuel, but it also can be used to experience joy and entertainment. It's okay. Food is an amazing part of life, well lived. The key to learning how to embrace that joy without letting it derail your health goals. In this program, you're going to discover how to stay in control while enjoying food as part of a balanced, fulfilling life. So, for a lot of people, they'll say to me, well, I'm a foodie, or I love to go out to eat, or I love to cook, as if that's a problem. And what I'm telling you, my dear listener, is it's not a problem unless you think food controls you, unless you think it's a problem. And what I want to teach you is that you're the one that you can trust yourself. You're the one that's in control, and you can enjoy any food. Because this is the truth. Food is neutral. We'll start by exploring how you currently think about food and ensure that you're making choices that align with your goals. This aim is to help you feel in control and empowered in your relationship with food. And I also want to help you decide what you want from food. Whether you're aiming for a specific health goal or you simply want to calm the mental noise and break free from emotional eating, the goal is to put food in its proper place. Instead of feeling controlled by food, you learn how to make it work for you. You know what? You can't live on this earth without food, and you need nutrition. And I believe that if I can teach you to think that you can eat whatever you want, you'll actually eat more of what you need that will fuel your body, and the joy eats will be a lot easier to take care of. And you know what? It's possible to know exactly what to do when food cravings creep up and try to stick around. Food cravings or food urges is what I call them. Urges or cravings. We work a lot on that because there's biology, psychology, and hormones involved. And by understanding how they work, you'll become empowered to manage them effectively. And listen, when you fall off the wagon, or if you think you've fallen off the wagon, no one sticks to their eating plan perfectly, and that's okay. In fact, when you, quote unquote, there really is no wagon, but I know a lot of you use that term, is that is your greatest learning experiences that you'll learn with me in these 4 weeks. The 4 weeks will go fast, The learning will be easy. And I promise you, by the time that you're done, you will feel more in control and more peaceful with food than you ever have in your life. And one more thing about being good. Have you ever found yourself using food as a reward because you've done so well with your eating habits? You're not alone. Learn how to break free from this self-sabotaging habit for good, or what I call it's a self-sabotaging thought. And we do work with the scale because working with the scale, with the number on the scale, also many people, when they lose weight, they want to reward themselves with food. When they gain weight, they want to reward themselves with food. And if they're staying the same, they want to reward themselves with food unless you get in control of the way you think about the number on that scale. So when we're talking about making peace with food, we're talking about making peace with the scale, the number on the scale. We're talking about making peace with your food, with your body. When your body is tired, you don't feed it, you get it to rest, but you got to be aware that that's what's happening. I even cover that. That's what's making this program even better than the first one with Peace with Food, is because I'm covering different mind-body connections. We're covering your energy connections. We're covering what happens when you're in pain connections. And we're covering the connection of urges themselves. What you think that creates the urge, how strong it is, and that you can recognize it. And this is so you can make permanent changes in your brain and in your life. So, if you've been looking to make peace with food for a long time and you're in menopause, and menopause is the perfect time to pause about a lot of things. But pausing when you put food in your mouth, pausing when food is in front of you, pausing when somebody else is eating something that you think you want, or just pausing and taking a second about where your life is going. Menopause. It is time to pause, and it is time to make changes. And if you stop eating when you're not hungry and start listening to those emotions that are living inside your body, which is what I'll help you do in these 4 weeks, instead of eating, you may just change your career, or you just may change your relationship, or you may do something that surprises you because you never even knew it was there. You stop hiding the food, you stop hiding with the food, and you start getting to know yourself. So if this sounds interesting and you're ready to make peace with food, please go to drdebbutler.com/peace, Peace. And in 4 weeks, you can start making the shift from I can't control myself to I'm totally in control myself. That you're in a battle with food to you are at peace with food. This sounds good. drdebbutler.com/peace. And I hope to see you there. And of course, I would never leave any episode, even though it's a bonus episode, without reminding you. And of course, this is going to be part of the course too, that no matter where you go or what you do, please, please, please be very, very kind to yourself. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.